Today. My name is Rebecca or Rebecca de la Cerda Hansen, and I am here today to talk to you about approaching presentations through an opera singer's lens. So, I've been singing since I was 4. After years and years of study, after hundreds of performances, I finally got my music degree in vocal performance in May of 2012, and then immediately retired. I have not sung professionally since. In fact, that summer, I moved from Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way to DeLand, Florida, to start working for Stetson University as their international admissions recruiter, and the career just kind of stuck. I remember about 2 years into my time at Stetson, I was having a conversation with a colleague, and he asked me if I regretted getting my degree. And I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that, so I asked him, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Do you wish you had gotten a more useful degree?" As you can imagine, I was quite insulted. I answered honestly, "I use my degree every day." He laughed. I was serious. Think about it. Every day, you are in front of students, in front of colleagues, presenting. You are at college fairs. I was interviewed in Pakistani and Brazilian television last minute. You never know what's going to happen in this job. Every single one of those times, I was using my performance degree. So, that's right, liberal arts degree, right? So, there are a lot of things that I could talk about. But today I wanted to focus on 3 specific lessons that I believe you will get something out of. So that is, hone your craft, find your voice, and own your stage. Let's begin. As a young music student, I was constantly honing my craft. I was in voice lessons, diction lessons, multiple choirs, constantly rehearsing, learning how to do translations that were word for word and poetic. I was learning the historical context of songs. There were a lot of things that go into learning a single piece of music. And of course, that was besides the other classes that I was taking and that homework and then my actual job because I liked having food on the table. So how does that compare to us? We do the same thing. How many of you are getting higher degrees, masters, doctorates? You are learning new languages, learning about new educational systems. You're attending conferences like this, listening to your colleagues. And this, by the way, all besides your actual day jobs, right? So, how do we expand this as a performer? One of my favorite things to do when I was in music school was to watch performers. Watch Renee Fleming as she was on stage and how did she approach a specific piece of music. I would sit there and analyze it. So I'm challenging you all to do the same. I want you to find great speeches and not so great speeches. Look for TED Talks that you love and really analyze why it is that you love them. You have an opportunity today to listen to speakers for the rest of today and all of tomorrow. I want you to sit there and think, what are they doing that I love? What are they doing that maybe annoys the heck out of me? Be kind in your analysis. But as you're making note of those things, they will really help you to internalize that, especially if you think, how does this make me feel as an audience member? So that's my challenge to you. All right, find your voice. Speaking of Renee Fleming, if you do not know who she is, listen to her tonight. And if you do know who she is, give yourself a treat, listen to her tonight. So this is one of my favorite quotes from Renee Fleming. "I do everything in third person. Performance is about being someone else." This is 1000% true. When you are on stage, singing, dancing, acting, you are not you. You are the result of your work. You are an extension of your craft. If you are an opera singer going up to sing an aria, you're not you. You are the young ingenue begging her father to let her marry her true love, or the evil queen plotting revenge. So, I actually approach presentations the same way. I think, what character do I need to be, or what set of characteristics do I need to show in this particular presentation to portray what I need to get my message across? A fantastic example in spoken word of this is Stephen Colbert. From 2005 to 2014, he adopted an onstage persona for his Colbert Report. his persona was starkly contrasted to who he was in real life. The persona was brash, dim-witted. He appreciated truthiness, meaning he trusted his gut instead of, facts and data. So his guests were always warned that when the cameras are up, his persona would be up. They would be dealing with Stephen Colbert, the persona. But once they stopped recording, he was back to just being the normal him. Now this is a bit of an extreme example, but it illustrates an important point. If you are not you when you're up on stage speaking, that means you can be whoever you want or need to be. So, over the next couple of days or however long as you are watching those TED Talks and paying attention and taking note of the speakers, you're going to be creating your persona. But your persona is going to change for different situations. It's going to be different when you're speaking to a room of students, talking to a noisy, crowded room of people, or advocating for change. But that's the fun of it. That's the fun of the process, is figuring that out for yourself. All right, finally, own your stage. Stage presence is a never-ending topic of conversation for performers. They practically hammer it into us from day one. Look at this performer. They're owning the heck out of that stage. And stage presence is absolutely crucial. In 2012, Amy Cuddy gave a groundbreaking TED Talk where she talks about the benefits of expansive poses and how body language affects our everyday interactions. One of the expansive poses that she talks about is the Wonder Woman pose. So, if you feel like it, you can do the Wonder Woman pose. Stand tall, legs shoulder width apart, chest out, hands on hips, and there you are. You're a Wonder Woman, or superhero. Now, Amy Cuddy analyzed 55 different studies and showed that expansive postures actually led to feelings of confidence and power. These participants in these studies actually showed increase in testosterone and decrease in cortisol after just 2 minutes in this or similar expansive poses. I love this pose, but I want to make a couple of adjustments. I'm going to bend my knees, relax my shoulders, deep breath. And voila, I'm an opera singer pose. And it's no wonder. To be an opera singer, you have to command attention. You must be the prima donna. You absolutely have to be the diva. And the diva does not demur. This is Maria Callas. She is one of the most influential opera singers of the last century. This is a diva. Do you know where the word diva comes from? It comes to us from Italian. Well, Latin by way of Italian. It literally means goddess. To be a diva was an honor. It meant that you were at the top of your game. You were almost godlike. It was originally used for female opera singers, like Maria Callas. Eventually, it went into Hollywood in the silent era and moving forward, and then it bled into popular culture for all female performers, and now it's used somewhat derisively for women who are performers and might have a slightly difficult personality. Unsurprisingly, a word that was used to celebrate the power, talent, ferocity of women was flipped on its head by society. Also unsurprisingly, there is no equivalent for men. So, I'm going to propose something. Are you familiar with BDE? Something the kids are throwing around nowadays? It means big, phallic energy. Because our society is a bit obsessed with certain genitalia, and of course, easy swagger and confidence in certain genders is celebrated more than others. So, originally I was just going to challenge you to help me to take back the word diva and use it in a celebratory manner. But I want to go a step further. I want to take this whole damn phrase. So, from now on, this is big diva energy. So, the next time you're preparing to speak in public, I want you to remember, you have honed your craft. You know your stuff. You have owned your voice. You know how you have to speak. And you 1000% absolutely deserve to own that stage and to exert your big diva energy. Thanks.